It's Saturday morning, September 15th, and I'm heading northward into British Columbia to visit my aunt and uncle who live 4 hours down this road. This dirt road, for all intents and purposes, is a highway between Fort St. James and Germansen Landing, British Columbia. Here we go. This is my uncle's place. Never been here. Caution, Ron's world, enter at your own risk. This is family. What I've got here is a copy of the Boyertown Times from 1971, and this is from Pennsylvania. The headline reads, "Area family takes to wilderness living," and that is my Uncle Ron and Aunt Ruth Ann. 48 years ago, they moved from Boyertown, Pennsylvania into central British Columbia near Germansen Landing, and they started a life here. Ron got into lumberjacking, built log cabins, and settled down, raised a family. This is the first time that I've ever been here to visit, and honestly, I'm even more inspired now than I was just looking at pictures and hearing the stories. It feels very much like home here. They're self-sufficient, they're off the grid, and not to mention where they live is beautiful. This is the stuff that a lot of people dream about, and my aunt and my uncle, they made it happen.
Takes all the pillowcases off and stuff. All these, that's all aspen. I milled that and I planed it, and then we'll cut it, put it up.
Bed and breakfast, you make both.
And then we have a fridge in here, and the microwave, and the Wi-Fi works here. And then here's Dustin's grizzly bear.
Uh-huh. Holy smokes.
Look at the claws on that one.
It's unreal.
And then the head, look at the size of the head. There's the shower.
Uh-huh.
And my neighbor's a plumber, so he helped me set this all up, and then it's demand propane.
That's the on-demand. Yep.
Right. So when you turn the water on, the hot water, it just automatically starts pumping hot water.
Cool.
And then this is my shop. This whole place was supposed to be my shop until we started boarding people.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a compressor back here. I have pressure out there, and then my welders in here, and all my stuff. I have a lot of tools. I can do anything here myself. I can weld, and I have acetylene and oxygen outside I can cut. I wanted to make a different stairway, but never got to it. Somebody's going to fall down here yet and hit the wall. Nothing really fancy, but it's warm, comfortable.
Oh, yeah,
even at minus 40, it's warm in here. This is a really warm building. And nothing's really finished in it, but it's good.
I'll get this light.
And then that's just a drying rack for, you can lower that with that rope. If you want to put gloves and boots in here, you know, that are wet, you know.
Cool.
My son Eric made me the door out of this really good steel that doesn't work. It's really expensive steel. And then the draft, it's like everything else down here. You don't throw nothing away. This is the draft. There's a 22 barrel for a weight in there to hold it down. And this air comes from the outside.
Okay.
Cold air from the outside to come down through here to create you can see there's a window here, you can see it here. And it's just an old barrel that I modified. But that poplar is nice wood, or the aspen is nice wood, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I put a finish on it, and you can wash it. The only thing that doesn't look real good here is the floor, but the floor, we kind of like it rough because then people can't wreck anything, you know, like you can, I come in here and I paint in here and I do all kinds of things in here, you know. And I made this thing. When you want to cut kindling, it catches the kindling. Usually it splatters all over the place and it's not organized, and this way you just grab it like this.
Yep.
And then put it over here. See these sprinklers up here on the roof?
Yeah, I was wondering about
Those are for forest fire.
Okay.
So we have sprinklers for all the buildings here. That's what all this hose is, and the sprinklers are in here, and I can throw them all together if I have to when the fire comes. And the other day when we had that forest fire, believe me, they were all hooked up and ready to go, you know?
Yeah.
I like the Pennsylvania Dutch
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How appropriate.
It's 8,000 watts, so there's lots of power, and it doesn't use much fuel.
Oh wow.
But we don't hardly have to use it anymore. It's a Lister generator. That thing has over 100,000 hours on it. It's never been rebuilt. We bought it in 1985 and used it for 16 years. This is a gold mine right here. It's all bolts and washers that my kid Eric saved me when he had a shop. And his dad covered that up.
I like that.
And then I always have my tools ready to go because I'm always tearing something apart, you know.
Yeah.
Here's my
Prince.
There's music everywhere.
Yeah.
Dave, the guy that's come and helped me rebuild my motor, this is an engine stand on a tree. We built that motor in that truck right under this tree. And I hang everything up like that for the winter. So the snow, you can find it, you know. You can find it. This is a tire bead breaker that you put on the jack. I made that thing too out of an old lock ring. There's this little greenhouse.
Oh my gosh. My camera lens is just fun. You can see how humid it is. Look at the camera lens.
Fogging up. One time we had it set up and it was minus, she planted all her plants and it was April and it turned to minus 30. And it didn't freeze in here for a week. We had it, but we were stoking the fire 2 or 3 times a day, but running in and out. We were keeping the fire going, you know. I don't know if you know much about kale. This is kale country, and I have 4 different kinds here. We can't even get these carrots out of the ground without a shovel. She's grown some that were as big as her arm. This is several different kinds of kale. Now this is kale,
Uh-huh.
and these big plants, I take them in the shop and I transplant them in a bucket and then I eat it.
So that's the turbine that generates your electricity.
And here, this is a pipe with the wires in it buried all the way up to the house underground.
Uh-huh.
There's no brushes in here.
Uh-huh.
It's magnets, so it never wears out, except for the turbine blade itself is brass.
Yeah.
And it's been running for 17 years now, and I'm starting to see wear on it, but I have a brand new one up at the house.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll check the power now, see if the power's okay.
Okay.
And then I'll show you the battery box when you come in, whatever, okay? See, right here's I showed you this probably before.
Yeah.
It's coming up already. We had it shut off. But these are the load controllers.
Uh-huh.
These two things. These are amazing machines, but $5,000, you know.
Yeah.
This is the battery box.
Wow. All this from the stream that runs down from the top of the mountain.
What I started doing, when I get a new windshield, I start driving. When they start coming near me, I head right for them. If they're going too fast, I just head right for them, and then they slow me down. They say, "What's this idiot doing here?" You know.
I think the colors have changed just in the past couple days.
Yeah. And they're active all over, you know. You never know when you're going to see one. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, they're starting to belong right here. And it grabs the trees and cuts them, and then it sets them down. See, now they hold these all out here already. There's no wood here, but that's a loader right there.
Yeah.
And that's what they load with that grapple. Okay, I'm on that channel now. And then what you're supposed to do, there's no traffic today. You're supposed to say down from 92.
Yeah.
And then you have the right of way. Those orange ribbons are the boundary of the block.
Uh-huh.
And they paint blue paint on the trees too in some places.
What creek is this?
I think it's Willie George Creek. 4 of them over here swimming around, you see. I don't know if we can...
Yeah, nice, yeah.
Maybe 15 inches long or something.
Yeah. Chester, it's just a microphone. It's just a microphone. Woof. Woof. It's just a microphone. This is the bluff overlooking, wow, everything.
It is pretty quiet today, huh?
It's Tuesday morning, September 18th. Yesterday, Ron took me out in his truck and gave me a tour of the logging roads in the area. He also recommended just up ahead there is a forest road that it's old, it's very primitive, it might be overgrown, but he says that it's really beautiful. I'm gonna check it out, see how far we can go. I'm not sure if this is the summit or not, but this road has been incredible. It was challenging at first, not because it was technical, but because it was overgrown. But as I got into higher elevations, it became really clear. Look at this. I'm just going to walk up to the peak here and check it out. This place is amazing. I would love to keep going, but I promised my uncle that I'd be back by 5, so it took me a few hours to get here. I better start heading back. All my life, I've been mystified by my uncle and my aunt. I just couldn't get over the fact that they left Boyertown, just a small town, Pennsylvania, and chose the Canadian bush to settle down and start a life. They literally just looked at a map, saw the dirt road that went up to Germansen Landing, and said, okay, this is where we're going to make a life. And they did, and it's beautiful and it's inspiring. I want to see where that way goes, but I don't have the time. I'm running behind and I have to go back. I told him 5 p.m. and if I'm not there, he's gonna come looking for me. It's bedtime on Tuesday night, and I am just having some milk. It sounds like my refrigerator is working just fine.
Yeah.
Get it all in one load?
No. Just a couple more. And it's 4 tons pressure on it.
Yeah.
And we have so much wood around here. Oh, yeah, I'll rip a word. Turn the board too. Usually when it's a little bit rough like that, that means the grains. You can't bend this. We had some pretty big loads on it.
This stud comes off too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
This one's got a bit more thread on it than your side.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing, it's not that heavy, it's only 40 pounds. Well, wait a minute. I got to move that floor mat.
There's tools under here too.
How do the outriggers work?
These cranks wind it up and down.
Uh-huh.
So when you want to cruise, you lift them up. Needs oil. So now you can fish and the boat won't move. You can stand right in the canoe with 2 people standing.
It's Wednesday night at my aunt and uncle's, and bright and early tomorrow morning I'm going to follow them out to Prince George, British Columbia, where they have an appointment. They're going to replenish some supplies and then come back to their home. I'm going to wrap up the week in Prince George, spend the night camping, I don't know where yet, but I'm reluctant to leave. This is a special place, the community is special, and if I ever slow down or stop traveling, I'd want it to be in a place just like this. I can see myself here. Just have a few dishes to do before I get on the road again. Take advantage of the running water while I can. It's Thursday morning, and still getting light out. The ground is crunchy with frost. We're about to head out to Prince George. I'm gonna miss it here, but really had a great time. I finally got to town early this afternoon with my aunt and my uncle, and town in this case is Prince George, British Columbia. It takes them 6 hours to get to town from their house, and most of it is dirt roads. That is awesome. But when I got there, I parted ways with them, and Uncle Ron and Aunt Ruth, if you're watching, I had a great time. I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you again. After we parted ways, I explored Prince George, British Columbia a little bit. I was looking for fast internet to upload tomorrow's episode, and it wasn't anywhere to be found. There's a public library downtown. The internet was slow as molasses. There's another library. I kept striking out, so I'm working my way further east to McBride, British Columbia, and hoping for the best. It's the wrong hour for this because It's Thursday night at 6 p.m. and I still haven't secured a campsite, but it was my uncle's recommendation to check out Ancient Forest It was my uncle's recommendation to check out this ancient forest, so while I still have daylight, I'm gonna do that. Wow, it's huge. This is cool. Okay, well, I don't need this. I brought it along just in case, but it's Thursday night and I'm in the ancient forest. I'm gonna call that a wrap for this week. I still have an hour to go to get to McBride and find a campsite, but I'm gonna get there and publish this week's episode come hell or high water. It's been a long week and it's been a great week. I've been wanting to visit my aunt and uncle for my entire life, and it was just absolutely amazing. I'm glad that I was able to share it with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. But thank you guys for your support and for following along, and I'll catch up with you again next Friday.